Cause if you are back, 144, we feeling that. 144, we got your back. 144, can you believe that?
Look, man, shit's been nutty with this fucking podcast, and like I said, I run another too, and whatever. Yeah, I say fuck it. I'm the unknown factor, and let's start the goddamn show. Yeah, yeah, because it's the chosen world, and it's Friday, and it's 7 p.m., and we're about to roll, because that's what we do. Yeah, and you know, if the Wade Wilson and hip hop is in that motherfucking house, you know I got the machine right by my side.
What I do, bro?
Yeah, man, we at episode 11. We have officially reached double digits with the chosen world, right? That's what we have done. That last episode, I think, is hilarious. Can I point out because we didn't really get beyond how he got his name.
That is name.
That's really and I hope y'all checked out that episode with Grayson, man. If you didn't, like, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure you keeping up with the 144 because that's what this is about, right? Right. But today we go with little international. Yeah,
Oh shit!
yeah, that's what we do with the
Crossing the
only
border.
and one Iron Wind. What's in the house, bro? How you doing?
What up, Iron Wing?
How's it going, guys? I'm glad to be a part of this, man. Judah and I go back years, back to Protect Your Neck days. That was, I would say, around 7-8 years ago. I was the first artist from Canada signed to the Protect Your Neck Records at the time. And I connected with Judah Priest through, first I kind of got in touch with, it was through Jimmy Kang. I got in touch with Dungeon Master and all them from Dirty Klansman, who then introduced me to Brooklyn Zoo, who then introduced me
real
to...
quick, not to interrupt you, but coming up soon, man. In some time, we will have them on as well, but that's neither here nor there. Continue with the wind, Mr. Iron.
So, I kind of opened up a doorway to working with various affiliates. To long story short, right? And then I got in touch with Judah Priest and whatnot, and we've just been cool ever since. And then just recently he added me to the 144, and I'm greatly honored for that. And I'm looking forward to building more with the movement, right? And so out here, I'm kind of working on my solo album right now. It's a comeback album that I'm working on because I put the mask away. Iron Wind was gone for a while, and I was part of a hip hop duo called Primal Winds, and I was doing hip hop, but it wasn't the Iron Wind that people knew. You know what I mean?
Okay, look, that's dope. I just gotta ask. Was the other motherfucker's name Primal something?
Primordial MC?
Okay. I only asked that because, brother, you can't tell me that's kind of hilarious. And I know this a-hole right over here puts out way more music than I do. Whatever. Life's a bitch. We call them in the machine for the reason. I'm the Wade Wilson of hip-hop. I'm the one that comes in and shoots the scroll clean. That's what's up, right? That's besides the point. But it's funny because he is Mister DKB, that Killa Blunted, right? I am the unknown factor. It's Killa Factor. That's why I bring that fact up, man. That's very, very, very intriguing, right? Now, I had no point beyond that, actually. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, because I always do it every episode, even though, did you notice he answered one of the questions, brother, that we always have before we even ask it?
Yeah, he was just going on, man. We didn't ask questions.
He really did. And Iron Wind, I appreciate that, bro, because if it ain't about nothing, it's supposed to be about information, you know what I mean? So, brother, this ain't even throwing you under the bus no more. Just ask the question.
I drive my own bus, man. I'll just wait for you to throw me. There's no question. You didn't let him finish what the fuck he was saying. But anyways, we'll change the subject just a little bit. Like you already said how you got down with Judah and all that. when did you get started making music on your own? When did you decide that, you know, this is something that, you know, you want to take serious?
Well, like, music's been a part of my life, like, since my childhood. Like, literally, I started out as a beatbox artist, like, at age 12. And ever since, you know, I've been doing talent shows and whatnot, and been on television and all these things, like, in my younger days. And like, just basically, like, hip hop became a part of my life once I heard Wu-Tang for the first time.
I can definitely feel
And
that.
I gotta stop real quick.
That's exactly what happened to me, man. I hated
Man,
rap, man. I was like punk rock to this, man. I don't want to listen to no rap. Dude was like Wu-Tang Clan. I'm like, what the fuck is Wu-Tang Clan?
I was like listening to stuff like,
life.
before Wu-Tang, I was like listening to stuff like, you know, like Chris Shepherd and, like, you know, all this,
wait,
like,
who the
house
hell is
music
Chris
stuff.
Shepherd?
He's a Canadian DJ. He was a Canadian DJ from back in the, he put out these, like, CDs with, like, you know, dance music and stuff, and, like, you know, like, I don't know, you know, it was more like, you know, listening to
Wasn't much hip, like you pretty much
it was
wasn't much
so
hip hop.
It was like pop, and, like, back in the day, like, you know, growing up, my parents listened to country music a lot, so that's in my mind too. So, like, I have extensive knowledge on certain country singers from back in the day, even though
No, wait.
I don't,
When you say back in the day, Iron Wind, give me a date on that.
like, in the early, like, probably in the 80s, like, in the
Damn, so
80s.
you into some Charlie Daniels then, I assume, maybe.
Oh, like, people like Dwight Yoakam and, like, Ricky Skaggs and Randy Travis, and my mom was a huge Elvis fan, rest her soul. But yeah, like, you know, I had no choice because I was young at the time, and I kind of had to put up with it. But
All right. We got to cut to a couple things, man, because one, I want to say real quickly before we go any farther, I got to acknowledge the other podcast I run, that being the questionnaire. We've had Canadians on that motherfucker, right? We have Donna and Bercier. Check out his episode; it was phenomenal, right? But you are the first individual from the 144 that we've had from Canada. We're gonna get more into that in a moment, but based on what you just said, I want to know, out of those 9, bro, who's your favorite Wu member? Yeah, what's up?
I mean, like, they're all dope, but I would have to go with Master Killa, because I just love his like, he has this calmness about him, but his intellect is just off the chain. Like,
oh yeah, he's definitely,
you know,
like, I would say too, like he's like one of the most skilled lyrically. He's just cold with it, but he's like one of the most underrated, I think. Like nobody really says like Master Killa.
yo, but then when he came out with No Set Date, that was it, yo. That album was crazy. Like, he needed more shine, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't, I feel that they didn't give him enough shine. Same with You God, man. You God was the same way.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I always liked Inspector Deck growing up, and like I wonder how much, like, RZA talks about like there being a flood in Shaolin and like destroyed, like, I don't know how many albums. Like Inspector Deck's original was supposed to come out like same time as Cuban Links. It would have been on par with Cuban Links. I mean, just imagine like all the music we lost. We never know. That's crazy.
Like, they're all dope in their own way, you know, like, they all have elements that you need. Like, each of them have their pros and their cons, you know, like, and they all sound crazy dope, but there's certain elements of them that stand out from each other, you know what I mean? And that's what makes them unique. And
yeah,
that's
how
why
much do you see like Judah's doing the same thing with 144?
Yeah.
Man, how you gonna look? First off, how are you not gonna lace that into a question, bro? I love you so much, and you know it, DK.
I'm not asking questions. I'm just conversating, bro.
Well, no, man, you gotta ask questions. It's
Pushing
what
my
we're
buttons.
supposed to do, man. We'll get to. I swear, when the conundrum comes up, you better keep up with the rhythm. I'm gonna kick your ass if you don't, bro. I love you so much. I already got the other co-host on some other shit, but we'll get into that. Not at all. But that's besides the point, right? So I'm curious, then, man. When you look at the 144 in the collective, I mean, have you? I look, Iron Wind, I know for a fact you don't know how many members are in the one, or you don't know everyone in the 144, right?
Not everybody, but I know some people. I've seen in the chat that, you know, like some people I know are in there, but like, I mean, I don't know how many exactly. Well, it says 144,000, so I was wondering if there was actually
It's over,
144,000.
dude. I swear that's what Jody is trying to build to. I know it's over 100 at this given moment. I know there's madness going on, but I'm curious, what do you think of the Entirety Collective? Because I know for a fact that everyone I've heard has a very different, unique style. You know what I mean? Like, what's your overall opinion of that? As far as one, first becoming a member of the 144, you know what I mean? Coming into that family, and then just looking at the entirety of the collective and just your opinion.
Well, I mean, like from what I've seen, like, you know, like for me, I'm just glad to be a part of the Canadian division, because out here we don't have too many artists out here in Canada. There's only myself, Chief Rekka, Dre Specs, and also recently General Taz, which is my homeboy, that's part of the same label I'm on, My City Records. So I kind of like hit up Judah Priest and said, hey man, you need to put Judah, so you need to put General Taz on board because he's dope, you know. And basically I vouched for him, and he basically took my word for it and said, you know, checked out his music and said, okay, well, let's add General Taz. So out here there's only like 4 of us, as opposed to in the US there's probably like hundreds. You know what I mean? So
Well, let me ask you this then: what is the difference in? Do you think? I mean, have you ever been to the U.S. to check out the local scene or anything?
years ago I did a show out in Colorado. I got booked to do a show out there out in Denver. Got flown out there and everything. It was awesome. It was a great experience. And I'll tell you, like the amount of hospitality is so much different than up here in Canada. I guess because, like, you know, I was never in the US, so it's kind of new to me, but at the same time it was just the hospitality was so much different, like people greeting me and like, you know, I went to Chick-fil-A and they gave me the meal for free, man. Like I was like, what? You know, because I'm from Canada. They're like, oh, here you go. You know, I'm like, no, you go out to Canada, you got to pay for that. You know what I mean? So it's like shit. And I don't
You're
know.
American, you gotta pay double price. Fuck you.
It was just awesome. I had girls coming up and offering to buy me a beer, and usually in my custom and my tradition is the guy that offers the girl, you know, a drink or whatever. And it was just really awkward. Just some of the things that, you know, like I experienced when I was down there, and the love was unreal. Like, you know, everyone's like Iron Wind, yeah, blah blah blah. You know, like out here, it's like no one really knows who I am, man. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, we definitely feel that here. Even though we're in the States, like we're in a state that's not really got a big hip hop scene at all. It's the so-called underground, which, you know, the underground is all kinds of music and this underground hip hop, but they think it's a certain culture. So like basically like they don't give a fuck about us. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. It's like you talking about going to Denver. It's like shit, that sounds like a different world to us, and we're in a few hours away. You know what I mean?
And that was years ago, man. Like, you know, big up Zach McFarlane for, you know, bringing me out back then. And that was on my Protect Your Neck years, right? And I went out there, all expenses paid, and then yeah, and then when I went home, tragedy struck because I was having I broke up with my ex at the time, and when I went home for my trip, as soon as I got in the door, like all my shit was pawned. She took all my stuff and pawned it.
Oh
So
shit!
I came home, I was so happy and everything, and then
Yeah.
door, I was like, shit. You know, like,
Bro, stop relating to my current life. I swear to God, I'm not trying to get into that. Oh my God.
like, you know, I look at it as a learning experience, you know, and like what I have now, like my studio is 10 million times better, you know, so I'm not really worried about all that. You know what I mean?
You always hear that shit, like when people lose shit. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? And like at the time, like it's hard, like some people might
It's
not
hard.
make it back
Yeah.
from that. Like they might commit a crime, they might fucking just like go crazy. I don't know. Like if I came home and all my shit was gone, I might lose it. Like lose it,
I'm
lose it.
not.
You know what I mean?
Bro, real quick on the note, I promise, because whatever, we ain't getting into all that, but I'm not going to lose it. I promise, bro. We got all this. There's more Killa Factor coming up. We ain't even going to get all that, though. This isn't the chosen world. Technically, we part of the chosen few, though. So I'll promo our shit a little bit because we do have an album that might be released right now. I'm not sure because the madness of how I do this and everything. I don't. Will it be released, bro?
Yeah, it might be.
It might be out.
It might be if we get it cracking.
Say it's
Hey,
gonna be out
look,
this
man, I
year.
told you I'm getting to
It'll
cracking.
be
That's besides the point. There is no candy given. Yeah, too, but that's
say
besides the point, like I said, man. But Iron Wind, like, what do you think is the difference overall being a hip hop artist in Canada as opposed to the US? Because I feel like what you just said makes me think that there are far fewer hip hop artists in Canada than there are in the US. Because I know, look, dude, you go around the US, you start saying you do hip hop. And people will be like, "Oh yeah, man, so do I." And you don't know when they say that at to what level it is. You know what I mean? Like, okay, bro,
oh,
do you throw your shit up on SoundCloud or are you like legit up there, out there? You know?
like, well, that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to branch out. I'm trying to branch out of my comfort zone, so to speak. You know, Toronto. Everybody's you know, everybody's neighbor, everybody's like brother, everybody's like sister is an artist. You know what I mean? So it's like trying to stand out from these other artists is a lot more difficult. This is why I developed the branding that I have with the samurai mask and all these things, because like that stands out from everybody else. And even people have told me that what I'm doing is like nothing anyone's ever done. You know, like my style is its own style, you know. And at the end of the day, the way it works out here, it's like no one gives a shit unless you go to the States first, blow up, and then come back. So you know, look at Drake, for example. Drake's from Toronto, but you know, if he wasn't on like Degrassi, if he wasn't like in the States first and all these things, he wouldn't have had that shine. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy how people look at, you know, like talent. You know, it's like, oh well, this person
I think
is
hip hop's a little different in America. It's like it's almost like this is ours. Like nobody else can have it. But like now it's like the older we get, I think like the generation grows. Like now you see this international, like, oh, like these people really have the same lifestyle we have. They can connect to the same shit we're talking about. They have, you know, it's not just an American thing now. So I think like I don't know if you necessarily have to like do that nowadays because like you're seeing a lot of big like UK artists and shit now. Like
yeah, like
particularly
well,
this summer.
Snow Goons was just in Toronto like last month, and they're from like overseas, and these guys are mad dope. I got to meet them and whatever, and like, you know, they came out to Toronto to do a, you know, did a little Ontario tour. You know, went to Montreal and Quebec, and then, you know, and I got to also meet Tayomo Danku as well because he was like the tour support, and he came in, and he's from, you know, Milwaukee. So, and I did a track with him, which is Crazy Fire, which will be on my album as well. And I look at it like, you know, here, like I know like it's harder to get shows for myself out here than if I were to say go to someone in the States, and if I had my passport updated and everything, you know, everything was legit, I guarantee I would like, you know, get booked out there, no problem. You know, it's just everyone here is kind of like, you know, stuck up and screw face and you know what I
Well, let
mean?
me
Like
ask you, let me ask
everyone
you, man,
cares about
because I hear so many similarities. Um, and brother, I know you do too, right? Yeah,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
feel me? Right. So I'm curious, does that make you inclined to think, like, let's say me and DKB went up to Canada? You think based on the fact that we were from the US, we would get booked quicker?
No. because I'm trying to get Judah Priest up here, and it's so difficult because even though he has that Wu-Tang stamp that he has,
Yeah.
nobody up here knows who he is. And because no one knows who he is, you know, no one's going to pay to come and see him. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, at the end of the day, it's how can you sell that show? How can you sell it, right? Like, can you get people to come in and actually see the show? You know what I mean? It would have to either be like at the time, like for example, if I was like big enough and I had a big enough fan base on my own, and I was able to bring out like 200 people, then yeah, I can bring Judah Priest up here, and he would, you know, I would let him headline for me. You know what I mean? And then kind of like do it that way. But in the reality of things, that's not how it is right now. So, you know, this is why I'm trying to branch out a lot in the US. And I've always had a following in the US, even from like, you know, my like Protect Your Neck days to now. I still keep in touch with a lot of cats in the US, right? So like for example, I just did a bunch of radio interviews before this one. So that's about 7 interviews now.
Man, why the fuck can't we get interviews like that, bro? That's besides the point. Look,
I'm gonna send you.
They don't like us, man. We're in here. There's too many American rappers. We can't stand out. If we was from Canada, what if we was from Canada?
that's a good question. What do you think of like
for
if you flip that, man? As far as like, do you think a Canadian artist who has a better chance coming down into the US?
You know what? It depends where you're going. I guess it depends on what state it is. You know, because every state runs things differently and people are different in different states. Like, the fact that what sold me for Colorado was when I was on Protect Your Neck, and they were bringing me out as a Wu affiliate and all this, right? And that's what sold that show. And I also had 13.5 of Sun Tzu Cadre on the show with me. And, you know, he met me down there. He drove all the way from Detroit all the way down to Denver, you know, which is a long ass drive. But, you know, like for me going to Canada, like an artist going to Canada, like it's still going to come down to how talented you are, right? If you have something that, you know, can sell out there, then they'll book you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think just anybody can get booked just on the fact that they're from Canada.
Well, then to hell with that. I'm going to have a little bit of ego right here. And I'd like to think that everyone in the collective of the 144, including me and this asshole, I mean, because we both, not to say that I'm not an asshole, because I'm probably more of an asshole by far than he ever is, but that's besides the point. Definitely are talented. You know what I'm saying? Just all in their own unique ways. So that makes me think that that's not a problem. And I say that just based on all my experiences with the 144, everybody's music I've heard, just everything overall. But I'm gonna flip this totally around. Iron Wind. I'm curious, bro. So you went with the samurai mask. You call yourself Iron Wind. Obviously, Iron Wind is very samurai. You know what I mean? Like there's something about that that's very samurai. So I'm curious. Was it a thought that you picked your name and then you had the samurai mask, or was that all a thought together? Or how exactly did that go? You feel me?
The mask was first. And you know, even like I think what it was you know, I just wanted to be different and like kind of create it. Like, so Wu-Tang was the inspiration for all of this, but you know how Wu-Tang keeps it with the Shaolin Kung Fu aspect of things. I wanted to do my own thing and kind of go more in the Japanese direction. And so what I did is when I came out with my first album under Protect Your Neck, which was Storm of the Century, I took a photo shoot and I, you know, put the mask on. And then I stood there for a second and I was like, this looks dope. This is like super marketable. And then, you know, I just kept it from then on. But then the name Iron Wind derived from just I wanted something that you know, like my flow and my lyrics are you know, like tough and rugged like iron, and but also graceful and as strong as the wind, so the wind moves, the wind can adapt and change, right? So you have like your aggressive winds, like your hurricanes, and you have your calm winds. So that's how my style is, right? So the name Iron Wind kind of worked. And once I started pushing that name, people started to gravitate towards it. And even today, it's like I'm back with a vengeance now. So it's like now when I wear the mask, it acts as war paint, like that's what samurai wore them for. They were war paint. So basically strike fear into your opponent, right? And that's what I'm doing when I wear the mask, pretty much, right? So I actually, 1 second.
I did not expect you to stop speaking at that moment. You totally dicked with me. Like, did you expect him to stop speaking at that moment, brother?
I don't know.
Dude, I did not.
I was watching you guys both pause. It was funny.
I was like, why did everybody
I'm like,
stop?
I ain't gonna say nothing now. I'm just gonna watch this unfold.
Shut up, DKB. Like, hold on, Iron Wind. Let me give him some shit real quick. All right, how you just gonna let silence unfold in the middle of the damn cast, bro?
That's what I do. I watch the silence unfold.
Which is, firstly, I think it's hilarious because if you check out this man, as far as lyrically, that's by far not what he does. But show me that mask, bro. Let's get back into what we were saying. I'm sorry, you threw me off. So did you, for that matter.
So what I said, so this is what I like when I first started out, I only had one mask and I always rolled with that one mask. Now that, so much time has gone by, I've kind of like, improved a lot over the years and like adapted over the years. So now I have different masks for different things. So the reason is because every mask has its own expression. So there's different types of expression. Like, so for example, this one is your generic. This is your generic one. This is the generic one that I wear. And these are the real deal, man. These are, these are made out of fiberglass, right? And then I have this one that has a different expression altogether, right? Which is the one I use for my mom's video. And then I also wear the full face Oni mask as well, which you saw in my what's it called? Razor Sharp video. I was wearing this one. Yeah, so my goal is to collect like all 56 of them and have different masks for different videos, different shows, different photo ops. So I always look different, but I always have some sort of a mask, right?
Now, real quick, I just got to say, firstly,
I was about to stop. Like, wait, there's 56 of them? I didn't know there was 56 of them. I just thought all ninjas had like their own fucking, like they made their own shit. Like this is what the clan came out with. I didn't know there was actually like 56 different styles.
Well, I'm not going to get all 56, only certain ones, but the guy that makes them is from Thailand. And he hooks me up with like, deals to get them done and stuff. And I can choose which one that I want, and then he sends it over here, and then I big him up for all of that, in my videos and stuff, and give him proper credit and all that stuff.
Okay, so this is from a specific individual that makes masks, and he makes 56 different styles of masks.
Actually, it's a guy that I met on Etsy.com, or at the Etsy website, which is like all art like it's a site where like basically if anyone has artistic things or anything they make like artistically, they can sell it on this site. And the stuff you find
if somebody is listening to this, I would hope if someone is listening to this podcast, they know what Etsy is. I mean, I'm just saying. I would hope.
Well, think of it like Amazon, but for artists, like artistic people and stuff, right? So people that do arts and crafts and like make things, they can sell their stuff on this site.
Yeah.
So you're saying this specific individual that you deal with only makes 56 different styles of that mask, then, right?
Well, he's got other types of masks too, but I'm talking about just out of
The
the
samurai.
out of
Yeah.
the out of the half-face menpo masks, he
Okay.
makes. Yeah, he has like
So do you
56.
perform in these masks too? Do you
Uh,
like on stage?
I wear them to the show, but when I perform, I don't have them on because
Okay.
you won't be able to hear me
I
unless I can.
just wondered because there's a lot of people that perform in masks here in the States, and yeah, that's a lot of things. You can't hear
It would
it,
have
or it's like
to-
you're killing yourself too. Like this guy
I'd have
used
to-
to wear a mask on
Look,
stage.
that's exactly what I was about to get into, brother. I love how great minds think alike. But sincerely, because I used to perform in a mask that was straight cloth all across my face. And it was bad. Like I performed in Emerson one time, and after I went out, I took the mask off, and apparently my head was smoking. I so wish somebody would have gotten a picture of this, just because how phenomenal would that have been? And it's like, dude, the Unknown Factor's head is literally looks like it's about to go Johnny Blaze, just Ghost Rider. Yeah, that would have been awesome. I wish I had a photo of that moment. So you did make the conscious choice, though, not to perform in those masks based on that. That's I
I also don't always wear the masks in my videos too. Like for
yeah.
example, in my heroes video, you see me without the mask as well. Reason is I try to like with this new version of Iron Wind, I kind of want people to know the real me too as well. And the mask is there, but it's also the warrior behind the mask. You know what I'm saying? And kind of like I don't want to always be this mysterious character that no one knows who he looks like. So that's why like now like in certain videos and stuff, this way when I do live performances they already know what I look like, you know what I mean? And they like I don't wear the mask 24/7 at the show either. Like I'll take it off to get a breather and stuff. Like it's not like it's more or less if people want to take photos or any video or anything like that, it's more for marketing, right? Just building the image and stuff like that.
Imagine real quick, hey bro, I just want you to imagine DKB if I wore my mask, like the mask I originally had that I don't know where it went. If anyone has it, I'd really appreciate it back. I just want to point that out. Because I have no fucking idea where my original mask went that I had. Imagine if I wore that during the podcast.
You do.
I would die during this podcast, bro. By the time the hour was over, I'd be like, oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, it'd be terrible, man. So I totally understand that as far as not using it in a full capacity. Have there ever been times where you've performed with it on? I'm curious. Like just for a certain song where you're like, let me throw this on.
No, never, man, because the amount of energy I have on stage, I would have killed myself. There's no way. The only way is if they figured out a way to put a microphone in there on the inside.
Yeah.
Like a tiny microphone on the inside, and then I can do it that way. But that'd be kind of neat too, because I can also describe. I can like mask my voice to sound more like, warrior, like, you know what I mean? But that I'm trying to figure out. Like these are things that like it'd be kind of cool to do if I can put like say like a lavalier mic, in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Just to pick up my voice. But I mean that's money and time and I got to find someone that can do that, right?
You have no idea how much I understand everything that you just said.
Yeah.
As far, yeah. Man, he's making me really want to go so right now. Like, look, we're just gonna end this show. The Unknown Factor has to go so. And everybody's gonna be like, you have to go so? What the hell do you mean you have to go so? You'll understand in a while. It's a Killa Factor thing, but that's besides the point. I can't help myself, man. You're really bringing so many things to my head as far as just things I went through. It's kind of funny, Iron Wind. So what? I mean, why the mask though? And well, actually, you know what? Fuck that question. I don't even give a shit about that question. We kind of already covered it. I'm curious, based on how into Japanese anime you are, or Japanese culture you are. Do you watch anime?
I watched some anime, certain ones. I'm very picky.
I
Ninja
swear to
Scroll.
God. Hold on. If you tell me you have not seen Samurai Champloo, I might really end this interview.
It's just
Of course.
Champloo. It's not. There's
Of
no
course.
N at the end.
Oh, whatever. Champion. I apparently have always mispronounced that then, but fair
First of
enough.
all, first of all,
Afro Samurai.
my song "Death Wish" is sampled from Samurai Champloo. So,
What about that? What
my
was that
favorite.
one? Yeah,
My
if you want to talk
favorite-
about that, like Ninja Scroll, it's like that's
Oh,
like the
damn.
top.
favorite.
You know what I
Ninja
mean?
Scroll.
Ninja Scroll.
But no,
Yeah,
but not the movie, the series.
yeah.
The series, not the
Series
movie.
was better. Yeah, the
Is
movie
good,
was fucking fantastic.
but the
But yeah, the
series.
series.
And actually, this is kind of different. But Batman Ninja was awesome. When Batman
Yeah,
went
like
to and became
I'm
like
a
a
Batman
ninja.
fan, but
He didn't
yeah,
have
I was
special
really interested in
powers or
that.
anything.
It seemed
Yeah,
kind of.
that.
What about like all the old like the Wu Tang like when the Wu Tang was putting out all the VHSs of all the kung fu flick, the
I'll
Shaw
tell you a
Brothers.
story. I'll tell you a story. So, I used to collect like DVDs, like bootleg DVDs of kung fu movies. I had hundreds of them.
Shit.
Wait,
But I lost
real
them.
quick. Tell us this story, but first, I want to know favorite kung fu flick.
I mean, there's
Man,
so
you know what?
many.
Don't answer it. Just save that question in your head. I should have saved it for the conundrum. It's fine.
Does it have to be an old one? It could be a recent
Just
one.
look. Don't even say nothing. Disregard that question and continue your story. I really should have saved it for the conundrum. I don't know why I didn't. We will. We'll get to that later, Iron Wind.
Yeah, so anyways, I used to go to this mall, like a Chinese mall, and they used to have every kung fu movie that you can find, and they would bootleg it on a DVD, and then I would buy them on. I used to have like booklets of not even booklets, like those, like those big metal cases that had all the CD like slips in it. There was like 4 rows. I had like all 4 rows full of like Asian movies, man, like all kung fu, all like not even just like Shaw Brothers, but like you had like your Donnie Yen movies and your Jet Li movies and your like just like it was crazy. Movies that no one would even know as you went to these places. And then I would see these like on the screen, this movie playing. I'm like, what is that? And they're like, oh, they would tell me the name. I'm like, I never heard of that before. And so I would grab it and be like, oh, this is crazy. And I wouldn't have known it unless I didn't, if I didn't go there, you know what I mean? But I'm also a huge fan of the Akira Kurosawa movies as well, which you see in my Razor Sharp video. I kind of pay homage to that with the whole black and white, scene and everything, and like the taking it back to the classics, right? So I mean, I don't know, like I've always been a fan of Asian culture in general. So mainly Japanese. Yeah.
Well, why do you think it is, out of curiosity? Because I notice if you look within the hip hop culture, there's a couple things that really seem to permeate within it to a certain degree. One of them is a lot of Asian culture. Please don't. I hope that wasn't a racist statement, but you know what I mean. As far as anime, manga, samurai, ninja, all that, and then comic books tend to a lot for some reason as well. Why do you think that is, Iron Wind? I'm curious.
It like how colorful they are. You know what I mean? Like the way the girls dress.
I think what it is, because the characters that that are portrayed in these comic books and in these like shows are like, people wish they could be these people,
So over the top.
For example, like Deadpool, for example, this guy doesn't die. You know what I mean? Like,
Look, bro, I am the Wade Wilson of hip hop. I love the fact that that's where you went.
And then, but even like people that don't have superpowers, like Batman, and Batman's like one of my favorite like comic book characters of all time.
Oh God, I gotta dick with you both right now. Right now, I must. Because over on the questionnaire, we've had many discussions about Batman. I think Ariel Mandel had the best Batman story ever that I don't think DC will ever publish. And as 2 fans of Batman, because I know my brother is, and I know you are as well now, I'm curious, have you seen like say a 12-issue arc where it was Batman, it was Bruce Wayne Bruce Wayne, and he was in Arkham Asylum, right? And he was crazy. And Batman was just a delusion of his. And the Joker was, say, a guard he just liked to beat the shit out of, right? You can't tell me that's not a phenomenal story.
It could be. I mean, especially like I don't know if you played the video game. What was that, Arkham Asylum?
Yeah,
but then
like there was like I think the original one, like you run into some venom or something, and then like you all of a sudden you're like having these disillusions and shit. It's crazy. So I mean,
and the thing is,
that's crazy. That'd be dope.
What I also found too is that they started adding like other villains and other like twists to the story. Like now they have the Court of Owls and all this, and it's like, well, shit. So that means that the Illuminati was behind this whole thing. You know what I mean?
Batman villain, like the Batman has the greatest gallery of villains. I mean, not all of them are great. Don't get me wrong.
That I cannot argue.
Stupid ones.
Got the most villains.
So let's ask, man, Iron Win, favorite Batman villain. Favorite Batman villain.
Joker, man.
Yeah, everybody says Joker. It's like you can't.
I honestly,
you always have to say besides the top four: Joker, Riddler, Penguin, Catwoman.
You can't top like the maniacal craziness of him and Harley Quinn too, just because she's sexy. But anything, but you know what I mean, like.
She wasn't sexy back in the comic book. She was like a nerdy ass fucking lab bitch. They just made her sexy just for like the past 10 years.
Very true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you know what I mean. But yeah, but
she was. I don't even know if she was 18.
And now she's.
Was she still in college?
Yeah. No. Real
She's
quick.
Still a student.
Real quick. Not to. We're not gonna say the Joker was a pedophile because no, she was a psychologist in Arkham Asylum. So she was definitely
already out of college.
She was definitely far over 18 by the time Joker met her. Let's clarify that. The Joker is really screwed up as far as a character. He does not go that Freddy Krueger level.
What about like they say the Joker was the actual killer of the parents, Batman's parents. I never believed that.
Well, they had the thing is there's different universes of Batman, right? So
that's what everybody always said.
Actually, with the new Flash movie, they're going to be introducing different multiverses of Batmans. And apparently they're bringing back Michael Keaton to reprise his role as the 1999 Batman.
Oh, wait. Just dude.
That was the greatest Batman ever.
Personally, it was. Secondly, I don't know, bro. Old boy from Twilight played Batman the first year. Yeah, Batman. He played Batman. That Pattinson, whatever, Robert Pattinson. No, Robert Pattinson played the first year of Batman really well. If you have not, bro,
actually pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good one too. But it was more, cannot lie. It was more darker, which was how Batman should be.
Yeah,
right.
But you brought up the Flash, right? Which, firstly, I'm not a big DC guy. I'm way more Marvel. That's just how I've always been.
Yeah, I am too. But I mean, like, it was just like the ideas that I think what they're doing is because Marvel is doing all these multiverse movies. I guess DC's like, well, let's do a multiverse movie too.
Everybody's gonna love it.
So they want to do this thing where they can bring back, characters from older movies and kind of like.
Yeah, nobody ever dies.
Yeah. But I mean, Marvel does it the best. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the new Deadpool trailer. They just revealed
God,
Hugh Jackman is coming back as Wolverine.
Yeah, I seen that. I just seen a picture. Well, I want to go back to Batman. It always made sense to me because there was a fountain of youth. Batman and Ra's al Ghul had the fountain of youth. So no matter whoever died, you just throw them in that fucking fountain of youth or whatever the fuck it was called.
The Lazarus Pit.
Yeah, the Lazarus Pit. You know what I mean? They all come back to life. So that was always Batman saying, you're like, oh, he's dead. Like, is he dead? You know what I mean? But he also
gets stronger too. That's another thing. Like Ra's al Ghul gets super strong.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I could always believe Batman like never dying. Like these other movies, like we have to make multiverses so the characters never die. Batman really can never die.
Have you seen the one Batman cartoon anime where he actually kills the Joker finally? And
that's
was
a Killing Joke.
Killing Joke.
Yeah, a Killing Joke.
No, it was Batman Batman
Black
year
mask
one.
ones that had.
Batman. No, it was like when he's older, like in his 50s.
I remember
And
that. I remember seeing year
it's two
one.
parts. There's 2 parts to it.
Oh, The Dark Knight.
And
The Dark Knight. It's The Dark Knight, man, because it's based on Frank Miller's work.
yeah, but it was like it's the Dark Knight, but he's older.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I
No,
mean?
no, 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 no. The
Like
original
year
Dark
one,
Knight.
like there was a bunch of shit. Like he was a caveman at one point. Like
Yeah,
he
but
didn't
the
know where he
original.
just woke up. He didn't know where the fuck he
Yeah.
was.
The original Dark Knight, I mean, it might be Dark Knight Rises. God, Miller, I apologize if you watch this podcast too and not.
That's Batman saying, man, he don't kill nobody.
Those are
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
I think
So like, he's got a million fucking villains. He just keep beating them up, and they show back up on the streets the next week and beats them up. I mean, it's like a never-ending fucking.
But even today, like I find the best Batman movie to be The Dark Knight, just because of the Joker's performance. It just every time I turn that movie on, it's just unreal. Like,
or even like Bane, like in the, you know what I mean? Like that whole trilogy was just flawless, I think.
yeah, I couldn't believe that was what's his name playing that character. Because he was
Tom Holland.
big, right?
Come on, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, because that guy played in Mad Max, and he looks so different. Like, but in Bane, he's like huge, you know, and like.
And he's also one of the few guys to successfully play both a DC and Marvel character. Because he's Venom.
Because now he's Venom, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he really is.
Harrelson as Carnage, that was interesting, but you know, like they do really good with their. Oh, and Morbius was okay too, but
man, what? Look, I'm gonna if people that watch the questionnaire watch the show, I'm gonna anger. Dude, don't waste your time. I was a fan of the
comic book, so
don't waste your time with Morbius. I'm sorry, and don't waste your time with Thor: Love and Thunder either. You actually brought up the only other Marvel film that I think might be as bad as Thor: Love and Thunder.
The only thing about Thor: Love and Thunder is that there was some funny moments in it, and that's it. But like, other than that, it's trash. But seeing Russell Crowe run down the stairs holding his.
I just saw that. I just saw a picture for that the other day.
That was priceless.
I almost thought that was like a fake. I almost thought that was a fake poster because I'm like, is this what it's getting to?
I was dying when I saw that scene, and then he's like, "You flick too hard, damn it." But I think they were just trying way too hard for that movie.
I don't know. I don't watch movies. I'll probably see that in 10 years.
Bro, look, firstly,
that's how far behind I am.
No,
I still need to watch season 2 of the fucking Wu-Tang. Season 3 came out.
I'm trying to watch that still. I can't get it out here.
You got bootleg everything. Fuck the government. Fuck the
industries. For real. What my brother said, man. What are you talking about?
We're all pirates. That's what we do. That's what, you have to do sometimes. Just gotta fuck the industry sometimes. I pay for shit too. I pay my taxes. Why can't I enjoy a free show every once in a while?
I'm surprised they won't put it on like, Netflix or anything like that. Like, that's such a good show,
Now wait a second. Isn't that Wu-Tang show on Netflix or Hulu or some shit?
It's on Hulu. It's on Hulu. It must not be on Canadian Hulu. They don't have Hulu.
Crave, we have, like they put it on a channel platform that like not everybody has. Right?
Look, firstly, I just want to point out
or something like that.
No, bro, get you a VPN. Say you're coming from the States, get you a Hulu account. It ain't that hard. There are ways around everything in this world now, as long as you have the technological adeptness to figure it out. That's just my opinion.
In Toronto. I'm sure fucking you go over by Drake's spot, jack his Wi-Fi. He's got Hulu.
Oh, I have great internet. It's just I need to find the right link.
You ever think about that? Like different countries, like how much shit are you missing because your government is censoring? You know what I mean? Things that are coming. Like you might be missing dope ass hip hop, like because certain shit.
They censor hip hop in China, man. It's not allowed.
Right.
So these people in China don't even get to listen to hip hop. They censor it all. It doesn't even cross through the border. It's messed up. And apparently, like, they're boycotting a lot of stuff out there. It's
So
nuts.
I'm curious to that end, man, especially you being in Canada. What do you find is just as far as different countries having a different acclamation to different things? You know what I mean? I mean, because I know the comic book scene is different up in Canada, just from talking to people over in Canada on the questionnaire. And I know it's different in other places as well, just from other interviews we've done. And I mean, even like you brought up, China has literally censored hip hop, and I'm absolutely positive there are other countries that have done that. What do you think as far as the diversity of that and what it actually causes for the entirety of the scene?
I don't know, like, that's a big question.
I'm the
So,
unknown factor, bro. If it ain't about the message, it ain't about shit.
yeah, like, no, I'm saying, like that's the thing. Like, here, we can do basically what we want. There's no, like, I find that we have more freedoms in the US and in Canada than they do overseas to do certain things. Like, for Christ, like for Christ's sake, in Singapore, you can't even chew gum. You know what I mean? Like, it's against the law. So I look at it like, here, it's not too bad. Like, you can put your music out and whatever, and but I imagine that it does get censored if you have, like, profanity and all these things to a certain degree. Some people will not play it, or it gets flagged, for certain things. Because now everybody's a Karen out here. So you got to be very careful on what you say and what you do, because everyone's got their phones out like this, and they're just
imagine if like you was rolling up to one of these countries or something, like you're on tour, you don't know the laws, you just happen to have like your shit, you're talking your shit, or you cuss, or you chewing gum while you're walking by with your shit. Like, like certain countries, they'll kill you, like, or you'll be in life in prison, or like it'll be 30 years before you get out. So the same shit we take
like,
for granted up here, like putting our message out. Like, it's kind of like we feel privileged, like we have this responsibility to put out, I mean, not everybody can. And then you see so many people that come from that way of life, and then they fall in love with this the Western culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's because they never had the experience. And it's like, for me, for example, like, I think it's could be because, like, I've been here my whole life. It's like, I'm bored, and I want to go somewhere that I've never been, and experience things I've never experienced. Just like how you guys would love to come up here and do, like, shows and whatnot, and it's taking the sceneries and all these things. It's, I think what it is, it has to do with just getting out of our comfort zone. But the government makes it very difficult to do that.
Man, he's making me want to start a whole political conversation.
That applies to art too. Like our art, like, like, as artists, like, we're trying to stay in our own comfort zone, but like when you get pushed out of your comfort zone, sometimes that's like when the best stuff comes, or the best idea. You know what I mean? Like, or shit you wouldn't even think on your own, because you're out of your comfort zone now.
And I totally agree. And look, real quick, brother. He's making me want to go into a whole political conversation that's going to make this fucking episode 2 hours, and I don't want to edit it, right?
Yeah, that's what you always.
Hey,
you need to get your editor.
Oh my God, bro! For both shows, I don't even want to fucking talk about it. We're not discussing that shit, right? So, what I say
about that time
is based on that time, bro. What time is it?
It must be that time for the Killa Factor conundrum of questions.
Ding, so let's pop that shit off, man. Right? Ah, shit. Right? I did not mean to
Quick
do that.
Answers,
I'll
man.
get that back.
You don't even know what the hell we're talking about, because you
What?
didn't even.
He better, right? Look, I want quick answers, Iron Wind. Don't give me no long-winded shit, right? So right off the top, what's your favorite martial arts flick?
Ip Man 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
Man, I said 1. How you gonna answer with whatever? DKB, next question.
Because it's all one.
No,
that's all one.
I said next
it's all one
question.
story, man.
I said next question, Iron Win. Don't fuck with me. DKB, next question.
Shit. Favorite food?
General Tao chicken.
All right, I swear to God, I better know the answer to this already. Chopsticks or a fork when you eat Chinese?
Fork. I've been trying to learn chopsticks for a long time, but
Go ahead, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You want to go to the movies, or you want to chill at your house and watch it on your couch?
I watch it on my 50-inch.
Nice. Right. Favorite color?
Red.
Shit. Favorite movie besides Hitman 1, 2, 3, and 4?
John Wick 3.
Oh man, I'm not even fucking covering that. Song that annoys the crap out of you.
My cat.
That's not a song.
Oh, I said a song. I think he said someone.
No.
Oh, a song that annoys the crap out of me? That Brit Barbie crap that's out there.
Dude, you totally just added another question to the conundrum, but that's besides the point.
Okay. Oh shit. Favorite video game?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Favorite mythical creature?
Yokai.
You like throwing me off your favorite mythical creature. What the
Oh
fuck
man, my
question
bad.
that
I got
from,
look,
bro?
man. You know, I bet motherfucker. I'm
Jesus
thinking this
Christ.
list.
I'm
Don't
like
tell me
trying
I
to
fuck
stay
with
simple
you.
over here. You're like favorite mythical creature.
You know what a yokai is?
What's your favorite? No, like I'm lost, man.
I don't give a
Now I
shit.
need it.
Keep
Now I need
going
an
to ask you another
explanation.
question.
See, you're
If
fucking.
motherfuckers want
It's
to
a
look.
Japanese demon.
All
This
right,
is
look,
a yokai.
no. Why you telling
That's a
people
yokai.
shit? You make them Google shit. What's wrong with you, Iron Wind? You tell them to get on Google and search it, right? Don't fucking. You're fucking up the conundrum, right? And it's
I already know
questions.
the answer to this. Cartoons or anime?
Anime.
Favorite anime?
Ninja Scroll.
I'm lost.
Oh, bro, look then. Favorite voice actor?
Michael Winslow.
I knew you would have an answer for that.
Favorite rapper?
Favorite rapper. I gotta go with Busta Rhymes, man.
Nice. All right, so look, if you had one superpower, what power would you want?
I would say Brainiac's power. To know everything.
Damn.
I would like it. I was just about to say, shout out Busta Rhymes. I just saw Wu-Tang and Busta Rhymes live. That was the second time I saw Wu. And like, I'm now 40 years old, but I had probably like a 20-year-olds in front of me and like this 15, 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid beside me. And I'm like screaming every word of this shit. This dude like looking at me like amazed. Like, how's this dude know every words? Like probably, but like I was a little tipsy. You know what I mean? Shit happens, but it was a great time. Like that's what I was gonna say. Like Wu-Tang, man. Like without the Wu-Tang, I don't know if like we'd be here. Like you said, like you heard Wu-Tang change your life, kind of like same with me. I heard Wu-Tang. It's like, oh shit, like what's this hip hop? It's now it's like full circle.
Stop, man. Hey, wait. First off, it's supposed to be the guest that fucks up the conundrum, not you.
Yeah, it happens. This is our first time back. We took a little hiatus.
That is very true. We took a little hiatus with the Chosen Few.
And the
This is the first. Yeah,
hiatus.
we
You
got it.
know
We
what
got
I
it.
mean?
And yeah, man, you know, the high sometimes eats at our brains a little bit, but that's besides the point. Like my
You
brother
threw
said
me
on the
off with
previous
that
episode.
mythical creature one, man. Because, like, for
Oh,
one, this is 11th episode. You've never asked that. It's always basic shit, and then you come up with your favorite mythical creature. For one, like, I had to take like a half hour to think of a fucking mythical. Is that even a mythical creature, or is it real, or is it fucking not real?
look, we're not going to
Unicorn.
get into the debate of what is mythical and what is not in the realm of humans
All right,
because
Kabuki
I don't
masks.
have time for that. I've been told I possess a jinn myself, so that's besides the point. As Killa Factor, we be possessing
Possess
demons.
that demon.
Yeah, and that's what we do, right? You got another one, bro? Give me one more.
One more.
Do it.
If you had one artist to collab with, who would you pick?
Since he is like one of my favorite like Wu members, I'd have to say Master Killa. Just because their styles would mesh well.
Let's make that happen, Master.
All right. And let me
Mr.
know,
Jamal,
bro,
I breathe.
what supernatural creature just scares the hell out of you?
Supernatural, eh? But supernatural wouldn't be a creature though.
Supernatural. Man, like, fucking myth. I don't give a shit, bro. Why you fucking with me, Iron Wind?
A
That's
super
his job.
This guy.
I don't know, man. I guess whatever that demon's called from The Conjuring.
All right. Fuck it. We'll go with that. I am the unknown factor. Yeah, one half of Killer Factor. 1/6 of Zay, a member of the 144 Chosen Few, and I'm goddamn proud of it. This is the Chosen
Yeah, me
World.
too.
Yeah? So you know my brother's in the house fucking bullshitting because I'm the Wade Wilson of hip hop, and someone's got to keep me in line like if his name was Cable. No wonder you half machine, bro. Do you realize how fucking deep that just ran? I never got that until right the fuck now. I'm the Wade Wilson of hip hop. Fuck, I needed a cable to keep me in line. This motherfucker must have a techno organic virus, but that's besides the point.
You crazy motherfucker. I am Mr.
Motherfucker,
DKB, the machine. Shut up. You crazy. This has been a Chosen World podcast, episode 11 with our homie Iron Wind, one of the newest members of 144 Chosen Few. And we're about to get to work. Check out all his shit. Bro, I need you to say you're on Chosen World podcast. This is Iron Wind. Give your spiel, say some bullshit, whatever you want to do, man.
Yeah, man.
wait.
Iron Win on the.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but he fucked up, man. This is Iron Wind. Check out Chosen World every
It
Friday
doesn't matter
at
the
7.
order. He can get the fucking gist. Just
Man,
let
you
him
didn't
do
know
it.
it was Friday at 7 every fucking. I'm just trying to make sure the shit's
Oh,
right.
you want him to fucking get it exact?
I want it to
Here's
be. I
Iron
want
Wind,
him
our
to at
new
least
fuck.
say that
Here's
it's every
Iron Wind, our new
Friday.
boy, our
Motherfucker,
secretary, Iron Wind.
look,
He's gonna
look,
let you know
look, look.
everything.
Hold on, Iron Wind. He's just
Here's
like
our
this
kiosk.
motherfucker's
Here's
a
our new
bickering back and
kiosk
forth like a
voice,
goddamn
Iron
married
Wind. He'll
couple.
let you know
Fuck it.
everything.
Look. Just say it's every Friday at 7 because I already fucked up the questionnaire enough because I switched the times and this and that and blah blah blah. And I technically did it with this show every Friday at 7 and run your shit. That's the only fucking really important part. Chosen World in this bitch. Fours up.
All right, yo. This is Iron Wind. Make sure you tune in to Chosen World every Friday at 7. You already know what it is. Shout out My City Records and the 144,000 Chosen Few, representing Canada to the U.S. Swords up.
Man, you made me wish I had one of my swords handy when you said that shit. I ain't got them handy. I'll have to. Well, I mean, these is just saw blades, bro. Whatever. We ain't getting into how much fucking bullshit the unknown factor gets into.
Swords.
Yeah. But look, like, subscribe, hit that bell so you can make sure to keep up with all the shit we about to be doing. Because there's about to be a lot of it, and I swear I'm gonna make more and whatever. And I'm gonna make this asshole make more graphics, and he's gonna want to kill me. But that's besides the point, right? He really is. right? Do me a favor before we go.
That's the second or third kitty we've had on the podcast now.
Yes. I love it. But do me a favor. Y'all have a good motherfucking night.
Word, so you.
144, we feeling that. 144, we got your back. 144, can you say hi? Music. 144, we feeling